Namaste to you all. Now today I have brought new topics, that is factor theorem. It is related with polynomial factor theorem. And before factor theorem, what is factor? What is factor? First of all, I'll explain meaning of factor. Now, factor of any number, terms, expression. What is called factor? Now I'll give a number which can divide. A number which can divide is called factor. Which is exactly divisible is called multiple. Now, a number m, a number m is called m is called factor. Factor of n. There are two numbers I have taken. M is called factor of n. If n can divide n exactly, or n is exactly divisible by n. This m is called factor if it can divide n exactly. Now, and this n is called multiple of n. Remember again once, m is called factor of n if it can divide this n exactly, and this n is called multiple of n. One example. Now, factors of 4 are 1, 2 and 4. 1, 2 and 4. Now this number 4 has 3 factors. They are 1 also, 2 also and 4 also. This 1 is a factor because 1 can divide this 4 exactly. This 2 another factor, 2 also can divide this 4 exactly. And this 4 also a factor, it can divide this 4 by 1 times. That's why 4 has 3 factors, 1, 2 and 4. Now, and this 4 is called multiple of 1, 2 and 4. Remember one very important point. A number is multiple also, factor of itself. Multiple also, factor also. And another one is number 1. This one is factor of any number because 1 can divide any number. That's why this one is called common factor of all. And factor, I write prime factor. This 1, 2, 4. How to find this 1, 2, 4? Okay, 2 times 2. This there is 1 also. This 1 times 2 times 2. This one we do not write. These two are prime factor of 4. In between them there is multiplication sign. Now this one is not written. Remember that there is always 1. Now how to find these 3 factors? By the help of prime factor. 1 times 2, 1 already 1 here, no problem. 1 times 2, 2, 1 factor. 2 times 2, 4, another factor. Similarly, 12, 2 times 2 times 3. Now this 12 has 3 factors, 2, 2, 3, they are prime factor. Now this prime factor, from this prime factor, we can find all the factors of 12. Now one factor is 1, another one is 2, another one is 3, 1, 2, 3, because 1 also, 2 also, 3 also, they all can divide this 12. And remaining factor how to find? 2 times 2, 4, another factor is this. Now 2 times 3, 6, another factor is that, and multiply this all, that is 2 times 2, 4 times 3, 12. Now this 12 has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 factors are there. Now these are the factors, and remember that factors, in between them there is multiplication sign. That is a quick method to find whether they are factor or not. And I'll give one simple technique also. How many times these 2 can divide this 12? Now remaining factor, 2 times 3, 6 times. 6 times. Now if you take this another example, how many times this 2 and 2? 2 times 2, 4. How many times 4 can divide this 12? 2 times 2, 4. Remaining factor is 3, 3 times. Similarly, Another one is how many times these 3 can divide this 12. Now remove this 3, remaining these 2, 2 times 2, 4 times. In this way also we can find factors, how many times it can divide. Now this is example of factor. Now after this I'll go to division algorithm. I love this one. Now division algorithm, you have to understand what is division algorithm. In any division of number or polynomial, now division algorithm, now in any division, dividend I like D, capital D, always equal to divisor I like small d, times quotient Q plus remainder that is R. Now in any division, dividend will be always equal to divisor times quotient plus remainder. This is always true. Now for example, suppose there is 31, this 31 is dividend. If we divide by 6, this 6 is called divisor. Now 6 divide this 31 5 times, 30, remainder is 1. Now this 5 is called quotient. Quotient means result of division. This one is dividend, which one we divide. This is divisor by which we divide. Now if we write here, now D times Q plus R, dividend. This dividend is 31. Now write here, D means 6, Q means 5, plus R means 1. 30 plus 1 equal to 31, that is dividend. Now I gave one example of number. Same concept we can use even in polynomial also. That's why when you divide polynomial, this dividend, in place of this dividend I'll take polynomial. When you divide polynomial by divisor also polynomial, then this relation also will be true for that. Now in place of this I write polynomial. This is one example from here, just to make you clear. I did this one. What is division algorithm? Try to understand from here. Okay. Now here is one more very important point. This 5 and 6, right now they are not factor of 31 because there is plus sign, there is no multiplication sign. If we remove this one, then this 5 and 6 will be factor. Now I write this in terms of polynomial. This division algorithm, we have to change like this. In place of this dividend, we take polynomial. Polynomial will be dividend. Divisor we write dx. Quotient I write qx, and remainder rx also you can write, that is number. Now we have to use this one in terms of polynomial. Now right now, simple analysis. Right now this one is dividend. These two, divisor and quotient right now they are not factor, even though there is multiplication sign, but there is another term plus r, which is not factor. If there is plus or minus sign between, if there are 2 or more than 2 terms, that will not be factor. If we remove this one, if we remove this r1, if we make this 0, then this will be factor of this one. Quotient also will be factor of fx. Now right now remainder is not 0. How to make this? How to remove this one? To remove this remainder, value of r should be 0. When remainder is 0, at that condition this term will not be there. There is no remainder, and remaining these two both will be factor of polynomial fx. Now after this, what is remainder? Sorry, what is factor theorem? Okay, factor theorem I write here. This is in your syllabus course. Now factor theorem. Factor theorem. Now when a polynomial is divided by a divisor, then divisor will be a factor if remainder is 0. Now in this case, very short, in short form I will write divisor, I write dx. Now this divisor dx I haven't written here, x minus a, x plus a, x plus b, x minus b. Any divisor will be of any form. That's why I wrote only dx. In place of dx, different forms are there. We can write later. Okay. Divisor dx. Divisor dx will be a factor. Will be a factor of a polynomial. Divisor dx will be a factor of a polynomial. Okay, I write fx. If divisor dx will be a factor, divisor dx will be a factor of a polynomial fx if, this is the important required condition, if the remainder r is equal to 0. If remainder r equals to value of r is 0. When value of r is 0, at that condition divisor dx will be a factor of a polynomial, which is factor theorem. Now this I wrote in terms of polynomial, but this will be true for any term also, number also. Now in place of polynomial you can write number also, but our course that is related with polynomial, that's why I define it in terms of polynomial. Now according to division algorithm, if dx is divisor, qx is quotient, and r b remainder of a polynomial fx when divided by dx, when divided by dx, then division algorithm, according to division algorithm, this fx equals to divisor times quotient plus remainder. Now when r equals to 0, when this r equals to 0, when, okay, I'll rub this one. This is division algorithm. If dx is divisor, qx is result of division, quotient, and rb remainder of a polynomial fx when divided by dx. It is not necessary to write this one, not necessary to write when divided. Now division algorithm is this. Now what the factor theorem states that if this is 0, if remainder is 0, now when remainder r equals to 0, then this from division algorithm, this one will be fx equals to dx times qx, plus 0. That is fx equals to dx times qx. Now see, when r equals to 0, only these two, divisor and quotient, will be there in terms of factor. There is multiplication sign in between them. Now this is the proof how to understand why divisor will be a factor. This is the reason. When remainder will be 0, at that time this term will not be there, and when we remove this when this is not there, then after this 2 will be factor. Now one more point you need to understand from here. In our factor theorem, we have written only divisor is a factor, will be a factor. When remainder is 0, not only divisor, this quotient also will be a factor. Now both will be a factor, but in our definition we mention only divisor. Now when remainder is 0, this quotient also will be a factor of fx. Now both are factor of fx. Now this is the factor theorem. Now factor theorem. Now its converse. Another one is, what is its converse? That is also very important to solve the problem. When you solve the problem, its converse part also we have to use. We have to bring that also in use. Now what is its converse? Now I'll write here. Now this is the proof of this factor theorem. Converse of factor theorem. What is the converse of factor? This is also important. You have to remember this. Now just opposite. Now in fact, factor theorem says that when remainder is 0, divisor will be a factor. Now it's just opposite. If divisor is a factor, just opposite. If divisor is a factor of a polynomial fx, if divisor is a factor of a polynomial, okay, you can write polynomial, okay, fx. I have given the name. If divisor dx, okay, I write here dx. If divisor dx is a factor of a polynomial fx, then what happens? Then remainder r will be 0. Just opposite. See, factor theorem says that factor theorems state that if remainder is 0, divisor will be a factor. If divisor is a factor, remainder will be 0. Just opposite. Again, listen nicely. Factor theorem. If remainder is 0, if this is 0, then divisor will be a factor. If this is a factor, converse, just opposite. If divisor is a factor, then remainder will be 0. Now only this was. Now I have completed remainder theorem also, factor theorem also. Now by the help and converse also, converse of factor theorem also. Now by the help of these two, we have to solve a problem. Now two, three problem I will solve by using this remainder theorem, factor theorem. How to use remainder and factor theorem to solve the problem. Now see that I'll take few example here. I'll solve few. First I'll write a question. Now question number 1. Now use this method to solve the problem from your book, so that x plus 2 is a factor of fx, x cube minus 3x square minus 4x plus 12. Now this is the question. In this question, we have to prove this x plus 2 is a factor of polynomial. This polynomial, I haven't written polynomial, name of the polynomial fx I have written here. Now we have to prove. Now first of all, we have to think x plus 2 is a factor. This is a factor, means this x plus 2, we have to think this is divisor. This is divisor. To be factor, if it can divide it exactly. Our definition, what is our definition? This, if it can divide this exactly, if there is no remainder, then this one will be factor of this one. Now, how to find its remainder? How to find remainder of this polynomial when we divide this polynomial by this x plus 2? Now, in this x plus 2, you have to assume just like as divisor. Okay, yeah, solution. Polynomial, here given polynomial is, okay, fx equals to x cube minus 3x square minus 4x plus 12. This is the given polynomial. Now we have to prove this is a factor. Now that's why that is divisor. Say that is divisor. Divisor dx equals to x plus 2. This one is divisor. Now make it 0, x plus 2, therefore x equals to minus 2. Now from this divisor we found the value of x equals to minus 2. Now in this also, if x equals to minus 2, when this minus 2 comes this side, or when it is brought this side, it will be x plus 2. That x plus 2 we have to say that is divisor. Now from divisor we have to find the value of x, this. Now we found this. Now we do not divide this by this directly. Now we take the help of remainder theorem. By the help of remainder theorem we can find remainder without direct division. Now I write here, now using remainder theorem. Using remainder theorem, this remainder theorem is used to find remainder only. That remainder theorem, by the help of remainder we cannot find quotient. Only to find remainder we use remainder theorem. Okay, using remainder theorem. Okay, I write this one. There is no space. I write up. Using remainder theorem. Okay, I write this also. X equals to minus 2. We have now using remainder theorem. Okay, since fx equals to this. Now when x equals to minus 2, to find remainder when x equals to minus 2, write the value of x equals to minus 2 here in given polynomial. Therefore f minus 2, value of x I wrote minus 2 whole cube minus 3 minus 2 whole square minus 4 times minus 2 plus 12. Now we wrote the value of x equals to minus 2 in the given polynomial. Now simplify. After simplification, now minus sign, multiply 3 times by itself, odd, minus sign, odd times, it will be minus 2 3 times, 2 times 2 times 2. Do not write 6, it will be 8, minus 3, this 2 minus a square plus 2 a square means 4, minus minus plus 8, this one is 12. Now minus 8 minus 12 plus 8 plus 12, this equals to minus 20 plus 20. Now minus 20 plus 20, we found minus 20 and plus 20 now, and this equals to 0. Now here is f minus 2, we have written f minus 2, this means remainder. In remainder theorem this represents remainder, we have already proved. That's why see remainder 0, we proved remainder 0. Now again up to here by using remainder theorem we found remainder. Now use whether this is factor or not. Again we have to go, now remainder 0, now go to factor theorem. Factor theorem states that when remainder is 0, divisor means this x plus 2, bring this minus 2 this side, it will be x plus 2. Divisor will be a factor. There's, in this way I have to write, since remainder are, this remainder means this one, f minus 2 means remainder equals to 0. Since remainder r equals to, remainder is 0, therefore divisor dx, our divisor is x plus 2. Therefore divisor ds, or without writing this also, therefore x plus 2. Why x plus 2 is a factor? Because this is divisor. Now is a factor of given polynomial fx. Now this is the proof in this way. Factor of fx. Fx means polynomial. Now in this way, see here. Up to here, by the help of remainder theorem, we found remainder. After finding remainder, we have to use factor theorem. Now remainder 0, what is the factor theorem? When remainder is 0, divisor will be a factor. Now here is, this one is by the use of factor theorem or by the help of factor theorem, we can say that this given divisor x plus 2 is a factor of fx. It means remainder 0, divisor will be a factor. Now this is remainder and factor theorem. How to solve the problem by the help of remainder and factor theorem. This is one example I did. Now this type of question, so many you will find in book, exercise. Use this method, solve like this and prove. Now next question, next example I'll solve. I'll rub this one. If you have any problem, if you do not understand, then again you can contact. Now next question I'll write here. If question number 2, if x minus 3 is a factor of polynomial x cube plus 4 x square plus kx minus 30, then find the value of k. Now in this polynomial, name of the polynomial has not been given. Only polynomial x cube plus 4x square plus kx minus 30. This is the given polynomial. Now what the question says, this x minus 3 is a factor. Now converse of factor theorem. Go to converse of factor theorem. This one is given factor. Not necessary to prove it is factor. Already question has given this is factor. Factor of what? Factor of this given polynomial. Then what is the converse? Factor theorem's converse means if divisor, now say this is divisor. Divisor is a factor, means remainder must be 0. That is the converse. Now solution. How to solve this? Here divisor dx equals to x minus 3. Say this is divisor. This one is divisor. Now from this divisor write here 0, x minus 3. Therefore x equals to 3. We found the value of x equals to 3. Now this is the given polynomial. Name of the given polynomial not given. If it is not given, then you can go like this. Let fx, you can give name of the polynomial is fx. Let fx equals to x cube plus 4 x square plus kx minus 30. If there is given fx, px, name given, then not necessary to write let, but here is not given. That's why from our side let fx equals to this, we can write like this. Now from the given condition, what is our given condition? Divisor is factor of this one. From the given condition means question. Given condition, you have to understand the question clearly. From the given condition, since dx equals to x minus 3 is a factor of given polynomial fx. Now this given polynomial fx means this one. This x minus 3 is factor of this given polynomial, this one. It means if it is factor, then what can we write? Go to converse of factor theorem. Therefore, now we are using converse of factor theorem. This is factor. If this is factor of fx, then remainder r. In place of r, now how to write remainder of this divisor? Here is x minus 3. Divisor is x minus 3. For this divisor, how to write remainder? That is value of x equals to 3. We have to write f3. Remainder. This is remainder. This is the sign of remainder according to remainder theorem. In remainder theorem, we use remainder by this, like this. This equals to 0. Now you have to remember why this is 0. we are using the converse of factor theorem. This is factor. When it is divisor is factor, remainder will be 0. What is factor theorem? When remainder is 0, divisor will be a factor, just opposite. Now this is the given condition. Again to find the value of x, we use remainder theorem. Now here, by the help of converse of factor theorem, we wrote this one. This is important. You have to read how to use converse and converse of factor theorem. Okay, after this again I love this one. Now to find the value of k, again we will take the help of remainder theorem. Now using remainder theorem, since fx equals to x cube plus 4x square plus kx minus 30, this is the given polynomial. Now we are using remainder theorem. Now when x equals to 3, x equals to 3 means what is the divisor? From here also you should have capacity to understand divisor. Bring this 3 this side, x minus 3. X minus 3 are our divisor. When you divide this polynomial by x minus 3, what is the remainder? Now already we have written remainder is 0 because this is factor. Now we are using, by the help of remainder theorem, we write value of x equals to 3 or f3 in place of x we write 3 cube plus 4 times 3 a square plus k times 3 minus 30. Now we have to simplify. I love this one. Now we have to simplify this. Now f3 is remainder. Already I have written here remainder f3 equals to 0. I'll add value of remainder 0. Now this 3 times 3 times 3, 27 plus 4 times 3 a square means 9 plus 3k minus 30, or 0 equals to 27 minus 30. 27 positive minus 30 negative. It will be minus 3. Minus 3 plus 36 plus 3k. We have to find the value of k. Now 0, 36 plus minus 3 minus. Now after addition and subtraction it will be plus 33 plus 3k. Now this 33 bring left hand side, it will be minus 33 equals to 3k. Now we have to find the value of k. We have to remove this 3 from here. How to remove? Again dividing both sides by 3. We can divide both sides by 3. 33 divided by 3. Now this side also 3k divided by 3. We can cancel this. Now this 3 divide this 33 11 times, or minus 11 equals to k. Therefore value of k equals to minus 11. Now this is the answer or value of k. When value of k is 11, then this x minus 3 exactly divide this one. Now in this way, this is the process you have to do like this. Now one more question I'll solve. I know this one. One more question I'll solve. Now question number 3. A polynomial fx equals to x cube minus p minus 2 x square minus px plus 28. Now this is the polynomial. Leaves or remainder leaves a remainder 10. Leaves a remainder 10 when divided by x plus 3. When divided by x plus 3. Find the value of p. Now this is our question. Now how to solve this one? Now this also we can solve by the help of remainder and factor theorem as well as converse of factor theorem. First of all, we have to understand the question. Now there is what the question says. This one is given polynomial and this one is divisor. Divisor is x plus 3. What it say? This divisor, when we divide this polynomial by this x plus 3, this divisor cannot divide this exactly. There is remainder 10. That's why remainder is 10. It means remainder is not 0. Remainder is not 0. That's why this is not factor right now. At this condition, x plus 3 is not a factor because its remainder is 10. If its remainder is 10, then what is the value of this p? We have to find. This is the another question. Now first solution. How to solve this type of question? Okay, here given polynomial is okay, fx equals to x cube minus p minus 2 x square minus px plus 20. Now this is the given polynomial, and when given polynomial this is divided by x plus 3. Divided by x plus 3 means this is divisor. We have to take this is divisor. Okay, I'll write dx equals to x plus 3. Now write the value of divisor dx is 0, x plus 3. Therefore, value of x equals to minus 3. Why you have to make this 0? Already I have explained in my previous video, that is remainder theorem. See that one 2-3 times, then after you will understand, it will be clear. Okay, now value of x we found minus 3. Now again from the given condition, from the given condition means from the question, from the given condition, what the question says, see here, this x plus 3 divisor, when the polynomial this fx is divided by this, there is remainder 10. Remainder 10 means divisor. When divisor bring this minus 3 this side, it will be x plus 3. It means how to write remainder. Remainder is 10. How to write this one? For this divisor x plus 3. For this divisor x plus 3, how to write remainder? Okay, this is the symbol remainder. Remainder I am writing here r. It is not necessary to write r. In place of r you can write this one, f minus 3. This equals to 10. Now this, why I wrote this one is remainder. When the polynomial is divided by x plus 3, then remainder is 10. Remainder 10 means this x plus 3 is not factor. Understand this also, because remainder is not 0. Now this is not factor. X plus 3 is not factor. Now in this case we have to find the value of p. What is the value of p? Now these are the given conditions. From the given conditions from the question, you have to understand this. You should have capacity to write this remainder like this. Okay, now I love that first one. Again we remainder is 10. Now we know that to find remainder there is remainder theorem. We use that one. Now again using remainder theorem, same theorem we are repeatedly using. Again using, now using remainder theorem. Now we take the help of remainder theorem. Since fx our polynomial, fx is our fx is x cube minus p minus 2 x square minus px plus 20. This is our polynomial, given polynomial, Now when our divisor is x plus 3, that's why when x equals to minus 3, write the value of x equals to minus 3 here, or f minus 3 minus x minus 3 whole cube minus p minus 2, now x minus 3 whole square minus p, x means minus 3 plus 28. Now we wrote the value of x equals to minus 3 to find remainder. Now f minus 3 is remainder for x plus 3. When we divide this polynomial by x plus 3, then remainder is 10. Now f minus 3, this is remainder, f this total is remainder. Now value of remainder is 10, which has been given 10. Now minus 3 whole cube means minus multiply 3 times by itself, negative odd number, then it will be minus 3 cube means 27 minus p minus 2 minus 3 square means 9 minus a square plus 3 square 9. Now minus minus plus 3p plus 28. Okay, now we are simplifying this. 10 minus 27 minus 28, minus 27 minus 28. Now after addition subtraction 28 minus 27, there is plus 1. Now multiply this p minus 2 by this minus sign also, by this 9 also. Remember that there is minus sign, bracket means multiplication. Without multiplying these two by this minus sign, we cannot remove. As well as there is outside 9 also. By minus, multiply both by minus sign also, by this 9 also. Minus plus minus 9 times p, 9p. Minus minus plus 2 times 9, 18. Plus 3p. This 28 minus 27. Already we have written 1. Now again we need to simplify, or plus 18 plus 1, 10, 19 plus 18 plus 1, 19, 9p minus 3p plus 9p minus 3p, that is minus 6p. 6p. I'll drop that. I'll drop this one. Now again 6, bring the 6 with this side. When it comes, it will be positive. 6p equals to 19. Bring this 10 that side, it will be minus 10, or 6p equals to 9. Now we have to find the value of p. We have to remove this 6 from here. Again dividing both sides by 6. We can divide both sides by 6. 9 by 6. This 6 and 6, this side cancel, or p equals to, this 9 means 3 times 3. This 6 means 2 times 3. 3 cancel. Therefore p equals to 3 by 2. Now we found the value of p. Now here this one, generally in case of simplification we do not show dividing both sides by 6. We write directly p equals to 9 by 6 we write. That is the way of writing. And here also we do not write like this directly. We can cancel this 3 times 3, 3 times 2, 3 by 2. But this is this way also, to make clear I did like this. Now in this way we can use factor theorem and remainder theorem to solve the problem. Now in my next class I'll bring the video of synthetic division. Now up to now 3 example I did to mention, to show how to use remainder theorem and factor theorem and its converse. Now we also solve the problem from your book. Now few example I'll give for your homework assignment. I'll give, you have to do. Now after this watch it 2-3 times, then be clear. If you do not understand, then after you can ask to me again in class also. And do not forget to subscribe. If you subscribe the channel, then after when I upload the new video, then it will be easy for you to find out. Okay, thank you.